Over Christmas, I was watching a lot of Christmas movies with my family. One of the movies we watched was Ernest Saves Christmas. Do you remember all those Ernest movies? It was an entire franchise. So in today's video, we're going to look back at that talented actor. And I believe he's one of those actors that really doesn't get the respect he deserves. His name is Jim Varney. Jim created that lovable, hilarious character, Ernest. So stick around for today's video. We're going to talk about Jim Varney. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I hope you will like and subscribe. This channel does videos about different topics, and I hope it's things that you'll enjoy and encourage you. Subscribing to a YouTube channel is free. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video is published. Now to today's video. Do you remember all those Ernest movies? They were super silly, but really pretty good. I enjoyed watching. I had forgotten what a good actor Jim Varney was. I say was because Jim has passed away. He died February 10th of 2000 after a 2-year-long battle with cancer. And it seems that a lot of comedic actors don't get the credit they deserve or the respect they deserve. Jim really became famous because of his commercials. He started doing local commercials and came up with the character Ernest. Some of my family were too young to remember those commercials that Jim Varney made so popular, so they weren't aware of all these Ernest movies. Well, we began to watch one by one these Ernest movies, and y'all, they really were hilarious. You have to be in the right mood for those Ernest movies. But it was amazing what a talent that Jim was. The character Jim Varney played in those commercials became so popular. There were a lot of movies made featuring that character. Not only Ernest Saves Christmas, but Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest Goes to Camp. There was even one, Ernest Goes Back to School. Jim was so talented that he could play many different characters in the same film, and he would often revive those characters and play them in many of the other Ernest films. He was born June 15th, 1949, in Lexington, Kentucky. Jim won many awards, one of which was a Daytime Emmy. Varney also was a stand-up comedian. A lot of people don't realize that. There's even some footage on YouTube of him doing some stand-up in 1979. I hope you guys will comment down below and let me know, do you remember those hilarious commercials he did? And that turned into a movie career. Well, let's look back at some of those movies that Jim Varney made. Not all of them were Ernest, but they were all hilarious. Jim didn't only play Ernest, he also played Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hills movie. Here are a few of those Ernest movies that are so classic. In 1987, it was Ernest Goes to Camp, and then in '88, Ernest Saves Christmas. In 1990, it was Ernest Goes to Jail. In '91, Ernest Scared Stupid. '93, Ernest Rides Again. And 1994, Ernest Goes to School. Now that's one of my favorites. There were some other Ernest movies, Slam Dunk Ernest, Ernest Goes to Africa, and in 1998, Ernest in the Army. Now those last three were direct to video. Those early Ernest ads were shot with a handheld film camera in the Nashville area. I think they were produced in the home of John Cherry of Cardin Cherry, an ad agency in Nashville. Well, as those ads started getting more popular, Jim would have to do more than 25 versions of the same ad in a single day, inserting a different product's name in the ad. I've read that one of the producers stated that Jim Varney had a photographic memory. He would read through the script one time and could insert the various product names on different takes. And of course, the famous catchphrase in all those ads was, "You know what I mean?" With the success and popularity of this Ernest character and these local ads, national chains started asking for these ads. Well, unfortunately, Jim was unable to do those national ad campaigns because the advertising agency had already given the exclusive rights to Jim Varney's character Ernest to these local campaigns. So instead of doing these national ad campaigns, they started a project of turning this character of Ernest into film and television. The first feature film was Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam. It was a science fiction horror spoof. They used a special group of supporting actors. That group of supportive actors were seen again and again in the Ernest franchise. There was also a Saturday morning sketch comedy series called Hey Vern, It's Ernest. That show won Varney a Daytime Emmy. Well, whether you love or hate all those Ernest movies, and I have to admit, the movies were not critically well received, but because of their low budgets, they were quite profitable. I think if you're looking for some fun entertainment, something silly just to make you laugh, I think you should check out one of these Jim Varney films. You know, I really enjoyed making this video about Jim Varney. I do think he has not gotten the respect that he deserves. He was a very talented actor. I'm going to put a list now that I found online of some of the many characters that Jim Varney played within the Ernest franchise. It's amazing how he could play so many different characters within the same movie. Well, thanks a lot for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed this look back at Jim Varney. He is a talented actor. And if you haven't seen any of his movies lately, stream one. I think you'll enjoy it. Until next time, bye.